If you've been struggling with consistency, overthinking, and not taking yourself seriously, I would like you to watch this video as I share my story. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Moye. Today I'm going to share the story of how I've been dealing and struggling with consistency in different areas of my life. And I will start the story by sharing how I've been struggling with consistency in my content creation. When I started YouTube, I didn't care about what idea I was sharing. I just wanted to be in front of a camera and push a content out there. So I was a little bit everywhere. I was creating content about my journey. Then I was in a Bible school, so I would come and then I would share some of the things I was learning. And then at some point I was sharing content about relationships, and as I grew on and I became employed, I was creating content about support working, which at that point was getting a lot of engagement. So I thought maybe my channel could be about support workers, since that is what people are engaging with. So I started creating more and more content about support working, even though that was not really what I intended for that channel to be. I wanted it to be like a vlog kind of channel where I can share whatever, where I can share my life, my values, the things that I'm learning. When I noticed that I was getting engagement on support working, I started looking for content, but it was draining me. Even though I enjoy some parts of it, I wouldn't lie, because it is the work I'm doing and it was easier for me to share like what I do at work. But then I knew that there was more to my content creation than creating content about support working. So at some point I was overwhelmed. I just stopped making content. Taking the story also to other aspects of my life, I love playing the guitar. I have been playing guitar for years, but one thing that has been causing me not to be consistent with my guitar life sometimes is also overthinking and lack of consistency. Even in my spiritual life, I have dreams, I have goals, I have so many things in my mind that I wanted to do, but I just couldn't do them. I wanted to get better at spending time with God, self-development, reading, but I keep struggling every time. And one thing I also know is that there's this part of me that wants to be shared with the world. Like, I love making content. And when I see people that make very good content, I'm always like inspired to do something like that. One of the problems was, if you want to share spiritual content, that means you have to be like fiery, praying hours every day before you can share spiritual content. That was my mindset. And then if you want to share any content about guitar, then you have to be like a pro before you can share anything about guitar. Okay, if you want to share anything about self-development, you need to have read a lot of books. And I started limiting myself in my thought processes, and I started telling myself I have to attain a particular stature, I have to be a particular person before I can have the right to tell anybody about anything. And because I was struggling to attain those standards that I've already placed on myself, then I was telling myself that I don't have the right to make content about them. I don't have the right to share anything. Even if you learned something new, you can still share because you haven't like reached that goal of yours. The more I keep drowning myself in these thoughts, I realize that the more I will end up not doing anything with my life. Because the truth is that there is beauty when things are not all that perfect. I know that there's a lot of content out there that they shared and they push to us that make it look like everybody's got it figured out. Oh, the house is so clean, see the background, everything looks so nice. These people have got their life all figured out, and so they are coming from a place of, at least they've attained something to share to the world. That is why they are sharing. So if I haven't got that figured out, if I'm still struggling to claim my space, then I can't even film. If I'm still struggling to pray, then I can't even talk about Jesus. I can't even talk about my revelations or whatever I might feel like God is speaking to me about. If I can't play like this so person, then what do I have to come and tell people about playing an instrument? So we've all had this mindset, we've all had this thing at the back of our head, even though we might not say it out loud, that we need to be somebody, we need to attain particular whatever that we have placed in our mind before we can have the privilege to share. But one thing that I'm going to be doing going forward on this channel is that I'm going to be sharing beauty even in my mess. I'm going to be sharing the things that I'm struggling with, how I've been struggling to pray, how I've been struggling to study my Bible like I should, how I've been struggling to pick up my guitar, how I've been struggling, and how I've been trying to overcome those struggles. That is what I want this channel to be about now. I'm going to be sharing like my everyday life that is undiluted, sugar coated, and is pure and okay, this is me. I'm struggling to read a book. Okay, I'm going to pick a book and I'm going to see if I can finish it in a week or in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, and let's see how that goes. Maybe even in our mess, maybe we can learn something beautiful. And life doesn't have to be perfect before we have something to share. If this is your passion, if whatever you're struggling with is your passion, what you are inconsistent with, your overthinking is your passion, I would just advise you to go for it anyways. You do not have to be perfect to share anything that you feel like God has laid in your heart to do. I'm trying to build a community that is real and a community that is able to like do things differently from just saying, okay, you can do this, you can do. It's almost like you hear a motivational talk and like you're feeling the superpower, and then a week, 2 weeks down the line, you're back to where you used to be. So I'm trying to build a community that we challenge each other, right? But then we take things slowly and in a way that is real. Like, okay, I messed up again, and just the little progress, we can celebrate it, and I can share with people about the things that I'm improving on and the things I'm still not getting right. So that is why I'm doing all this talking and to challenge you that if you've been struggling with consistency, if you're struggling with overthinking, if you're struggling with taking that bold step, that it's all right, and then even in the middle of that, you are still relevant, you are still that person that God has made you to be, and you can still make a difference. So don't wait until you are perfect. Don't wait until you are that guru before you can do what God has laid in your heart. So don't write yourself off because you've been struggling with procrastination, and then you see yourself as that person, that you're a procrastinator, you're an overthinker, you are inconsistent. No, don't wait until you are that person, and just do something about your life like I'm doing right now in this video. For me to put myself together in front of this camera today, it's a miracle. I should be on my bed under my duvet still overthinking about when and how I'm going to go back to YouTube. But here I am today making a video and talking about the very thing I'm still struggling with. I'm back again on YouTube, and God help me, I will continue to share content as the Lord leads me and share how I'm growing. The first challenge I'm going to start with is I started an online course in January about software engineering, and I was supposed to finish that course in August. Even though I've paid all the money for that course, I haven't finished. I have just about 2 weeks left on that course to finish, and my first challenge is that I'm going to finish that course before the end of this December. God help me, I'll finish it even before that time. I also want to build a community of accountability. Like, okay, I've said it out now, I need to do it. So that is going to help me also to like buckle up and do things that I've been lazing around about not doing them. So that's my first challenge, and little step at a time, we will get there. You've been struggling to read, we will get there. You've been struggling to pray, we will get there. You've been struggling in any areas of your life, we'll get there. Let's just take it one step at a time. Thank you so much for listening to everything that I've said in this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. If you have any comments, if you have anything whatsoever to share about whatever I've said in this video, if you have anything that doesn't even make sense to you, you can share it. It doesn't have to be like, oh, that was beautiful or whatever. Yeah, so because we learn every day and there's nobody that is an island of knowledge. Yeah, so let's see what we can do together on this channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. And yeah, thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.